13 love, 13 wisdom, 13 knowledge, 13 respect. Peace, God. Once you begin to see the signs, it'll all make sense. People show hatred when I come with certain information or when I show certain patterns. I'm never here to argue or debate. I show that every religion and myth is similar, just different terminology. The numbers 18, 19, and 21 are directly connected to the Egyptian thought concerning the 3 levels of consciousness. I thought this was interesting, so I thought I'd run it by you because I've never heard such a thing. But 18 symbolizes the aboriginals, and it states that the ancient Egyptians believed that the humans then didn't have the top half of the skull. The imagery in the background is showing an aboriginal skull. Apparently the skull used to slope to the back. When we moved into the 2nd level, we added the higher skull, and when we physically moved into the 3rd level, as we are about to do, we'll grow a huge skull, and it will extend to the pi ratio point of the circle that will relate to the square root to 21. A pi ratio circle around the square indicated a point A. It exactly reaches the center of line 21. Therefore, each of the skull levels are actually contained in the geometry of the drawing. What you're looking at is a schematic diagram of the computing centers and communication pathways of an extrapyramidal system in the human brain. As above, so below, as within, so without. This shows that you could perform a lobotomy, removing the entire top half of the skull with everything in it, and it won't kill a person. This is circumstantial evidence that the Egyptians were saying was true. The top half of our skull was added. That is not an absolute essential component for life and is something separate from what we used to be. The imagery now is the Temple of Luxor. And the Temple of Luxor was dedicated to mankind and was also the temple of man, which means us. Not any man, not just any level of consciousness, but the 2nd level we're on now. The plan is laid out in 19 divisions. You can see the human skeleton behind the drawing. Every room, everything in this drawing was designed to represent all the various parts of the human being. As you see at the bottom here, coming off the feet was a long pathway that led several miles to the temple complex at Karnak. Now this next section is about geometry and drawing centric circles, and it's also stated that it's a do-it-yourself project because when you do this and you look at these images, you receive information, kind of like some of my older videos when they say that certain entities can communicate in a different way just by using symbols and symbolism, that you will gain so much information within just one symbol. And it states that this is one of the basic premises of the Masons. When you actually sit down and line things up and physically draw the lines, something seems to happen that is akin to the revolution. You draw the lines and you start understanding on a very deep level why things are done the way they are. I believe there is no substitute for personally reconstructing these drawings.